Funding for Prepare Yourself has been provided by the Sonoma County Department of Emergency Management. Actions change outcomes. Let's get ready together. Learn more at socoemergency.org/getready.
Hello, and welcome to this edition of Prepare Yourself, your round-the-clock supply of factoids and tidbits on preparing for a disaster or emergency. I'm Chase Overholt, one of your hosts for the show.
Thanks, Chase. And I'm Hannah Lee, your other delightful guide for our program. Strap in for the journey as you learn how to prepare yourself, because disasters and emergencies can happen at any time.
So it's really important to plan ahead, especially here in California, where we're at high risk for wildfires. From smoke to evacuations, we all know how scary and stressful wildfires can be. But that doesn't mean preparing for them has to cause anxiety.
That's right. On this episode, we'll be talking about preparing your home and family for wildfires. We'll learn how to harden your home and create defensible space, what to do when there's a red flag warning, why it's important to know your evacuation zone, and so much more. There'll be plenty of information to spark your interest?
No. I'm the one who makes the puns. Remember, that's how we've been scripted this whole time. You can't just go rogue.
Okay, but you always...
We'll be right back with our show after these messages. Stay tuned.
And now, a public service announcement from Sonny the Skunk.
My name is Sonny. I'm a skunk, and I'm an expert on defensible space. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make me go there. When tourists see me in the wild, they can't help but be impressed by my spectacular stripe. Who can blame them? My stripe is truly a thing of beauty. But they keep their distance, admiring me from afar for good reasons.
Uh-oh.
That does not bother me one bit. They're staying safe, and I respect that. I just wish that more people knew how to defend their own homes. Maintaining defensible space around your home is critical in preparing for wildfire. Always remove dead plants, grass, and leaves from your yard and rain gutters. Get up there on that ladder. Get rid of branches that hang over your roof or are too close to the house. Shake a leg. Keep brush and grasses trimmed back. What are people thinking? Create a separation between landscaping and anything that could catch fire. A separation, like between me and people who know what's good for them. What are you saving those rotting leaves in the gutters for anyway? They're not helping at all. The people from COPE explain it well.
COPE is communities organized to prepare for emergencies. So it's really neighbors helping neighbors. This is things planted too close to the house, lots of debris, leaves, all that. And on this side, they've created defensible space. Trees and vegetation and so on are away from the house. There aren't any more leaves and what have you in the gutters and on the roof. So this is a much, much safer way to defend your property than on that side. Okay?
If more people learn about this and create defensible space around their own homes, everybody in the neighborhood will be safer. Duh! You should read up on it on CAL FIRE's website, readyforwildfire.org. I hope you stay safe. And one day, maybe you can come visit me and see my beautiful stripe. But keep your distance.
This has been a public service announcement from Sonny the Skunk.
This is You're in Jeopardy! And now, your host, Catastropher Jones.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome back to our game, everyone. It's time to meet our contestants and check on their progress this week. Let's start with someone you all know and love, Jen Jenkins, legendary news anchor. Now, Jen, how does it feel to be in last place with just $2?
Breaking news. It appears that my score is headed for disaster after a tough and allegedly fixed round last week. Back to you.
Well, Jen, I and all of your adoring fans hope you'll do better today. Next up in second place with $8,300 is the Count Von Count, resident of Sesame Street. How are you feeling, Mr. Von Count?
I could be better. After all, I am only in second place. But who is counting?
Finally, in first place with $9,955,000, we have geophysicist Professor Fiona Fitzgerald, our winner from last week's game. Professor, it looks like you're starting with quite a big lead today. How does it feel?
Amazing, Catastropher. I'm totally gonna ace this round. Eat my microscopic particulates. To all you non-geologists, that means dust.
I like your confidence, Professor. All right, let's dive into today's categories. Holy smokes. Liar, liar. Hey, that's a wildfire. You kids get off my defensible space. And too hot to handle. Heyo! Since you're in the lead, Professor, take it away.
I'll start with too hot to handle for 800.
This household fire safety item has an expiration date that should be checked regularly. Jen.
What is hairspray?
Unfortunately, not quite.
This just in, famed anchor misses unreasonably difficult trivia question.
Count.
What is a fire extinguisher?
Correct. Every member of your family should learn how to use a fire extinguisher, especially if you're my roommate and I'm cooking. Sorry, Stephen. Count, you have the board.
I will take liar, liar. Hey, that's a wildfire for $1, $2, $3, $400.
A list of these phone numbers should be kept near your home phone and in your emergency supply kit. Professor.
What are emergency contacts?
You are correct. You should always keep a hard copy of emergency contacts in your emergency kit.
Of course I'm correct.
And with that presumptuous display, we'll be right back in a few minutes.
Gee whiz! It looks like California's fire season is already here. Oh darn! Extreme heat, wildfires, drought. It sure is a downer. But when emergency strikes, I know we'll be prepared. That's right. And you can be too!
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 3 is 2.5 hours of disaster songs guaranteed to inspire and entertain you, all compiled on a 2 CD set. This special TV offer contains 75 tracks of hits you just can't get out of your head, like Harden Your Home, That Grass Is Looking Dry, Know Your Zone.
Don't let evacuations be your downfall. Grab your go bag, but that's not all. Don't wait until you smell smoke in the air. Think ahead, be prepared. There's no time to delay. You can find it today. During fire season, that's the perfect reason to know your zone. Look up your neighborhood online and know your zone. Downtown, west side, east side too, and know your zone. Make sure your family knows it too, and know your zone. You'll be prepared.
Neato! Those disaster hits are hot, hot, hot.
Now that's what I call Disaster Hits Volume 3 is not available in stores. Order now by calling the number on your screen or send check or money order. 2 CDs, $39.99 plus $10.99 shipping and handling. If you pay with credit card, you'll get a free Disaster Hits coffee mug. Rush delivery available. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone. Professor Fitzgerald, you have the board.
I'll take you kids get off my defensible space for 1,000. Not that I really need the boost.
Fire Smart Landscaping uses these types of plants, strategically placed to resist the spread of fire to your home. Count.
What is 1 plant, 2 plants, 3 plants, 4 plants, 143 plants, 144 plants, 145 plants, 289 plants, 290 plants, 291.
No, for the love of all that is sacred. Stop. Are we even vetting these people anymore? Professor.
What are high moisture plants with low amounts of resin and oil?
That is correct. These types of plants are less likely to be flammable, but pruning, maintenance, and cleanup of dead vegetation can be just as important, if not more, in determining whether a plant will ignite. All right, folks, we have reached today's final Jeopardy. The category is Bring the Heat. Contestants, write down your wagers. How are we feeling, everyone?
I am counting on this final question to put me not in third place, not in second, but in first place.
What a tragic misconception for this confused vampire with a math addiction. Unlike renowned news icon and sweetheart of the masses Jen Jenkins, who will no doubt make an incredible comeback in today's game. More at 6.
Okay, 1, does she always talk like that? And 2, I'm counting the seconds until I can beat this strange purple man and ridiculous news lady. Catastropher, I can't wait to win once again and see you in the next round.
Delightful. Okay, it's time to reveal our final Jeopardy. Taking this proactive measure can help to provide funds so that you can rebuild your home after a wildfire. Contestants, you have 30 seconds. Good luck. And that's time. Let's start with Jen. You wrote down, what is signing a legally binding television contract for $1,000? Ooh, I can relate, but sadly that is not the correct response. That brings you down to negative $1,798.
This unforeseen outcome? Son of a barnacle, where's my agent? Gary? Why did you even book this show? I'm out of here. What a waste of good hairspray.
Wait, will you sign my headshot? And she's gone. Mr. Count, you wrote down what is purchasing fire insurance for $8,000. Well, I guess that is technically correct, which brings you up to a total of $16,100.
Don't count me out yet.
And finally, we go to you, Professor Fitzgerald. You wrote down what is acquiring fire insurance for $1. That is correct, but why such a low wager?
Catastropher, come on. I knew that even if I bid just $1.
Just $1.
Be quiet. Your days are numbered.
Numbered?
This is my moment. I win. Professor Fitzgerald's moving on to the next round, baby.
Right you are. Well, folks, that's today's game. Tune in next week for... Okay. See, but... All right. It seems that our producers found upon closer examination of the show's rulebook that, Professor, your $10 million wager last week exceeds the maximum amount permitted and has therefore been deemed illegitimate. So we'll just have to go ahead and deduct those points now.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely. And that leaves you with negative $43,599. That means, Mr. Von Count, with $16,100, you come in first place. We'll see you next week.
In a shocking turn of events, the Count Von Count wins. How about a high five for the Count?
No. This can't be right. I deserve this win. Do you even know who I am? This is completely ridiculous. I demand a recount. This is...
Bring it in. Great job. Get some water. Great job. All right, talk to me. What's going on out there? You've practiced. You know what we need to do, so what's going on? Juan, what's up?
I don't know. I just can't stop thinking about last year.
What do you mean?
Well, this time last year, our game got canceled because of the fires. And I was excited because it was our first time in the playoffs. But the night before the game, hearing the sirens, having to evacuate, it's just really getting me down.
Okay. Yeah, I hear that. It's hard to focus on the game when your mind is elsewhere.
Ugh, I'm so over this. I can't focus on anything lately. I just need one good day.
It's okay.
No, it's not. I'm so tired. It's been a year and I'm still so anxious and angry. I really need a win.
What the?
Oh, man. Omen? It's not an omen. It's just a sign.
A sign?
Oh, great, we're doomed.
No, not that kind of a sign. Just a sign. Look, I get it. Winning the game would mean a lot, but don't you see? We already won. You both expressing your emotions, whether it be sadness or anger, that's a win in my book. And look around you. You don't have to figure this out alone. Part of a team, and we're here to support each other in processing those emotions because we care. Because whatever affects you up here and here is going to affect how we all work together out there. And what we're doing out there, we're outdoors. We're moving around. We're exercising. That's setting ourselves up with a healthy way to cope with all this stress. Because every time we get out there and we strengthen these muscles, we're making this muscle stronger too. This is not last year. This is today. So for this moment, let's allow ourselves to let go, be present, and just enjoy the game. Because even if we lose, we already won. Roly police, roly police, roly police, roly police, roly police.
Woo, let's go!
Whew. We've had quite a day, Buck. I'm beat.
You said it, Slater. We've been wrangling these cows so long, I can hardly feel my saddle no more.
It's been a downright scorcher today, eh?
Whew, you're telling me I'm sweating up a storm.
You say, I was down at the Mercantile yesterday and the clerk told me we got ourselves a red flag warning. Sounds mighty ominous if you ask me.
Now, chin up, cowboy. There's plenty we can do to keep ourselves safe and not go starting no wildfires.
Well, how's that?
Well, there's some do's and don'ts when it comes to abiding by a red flag warning. One thing we ought to do is hitch our horses up there by the barn in case we got to make ourselves a quick getaway. For those of you watching at home, that means that your vehicle should be outside of your garage with plenty of gas or electric charge.
What are you talking to, Buck? What's a vehicle anyway?
Next, make sure that you contact your neighbors to see if they've heard about the red flag warning and offer them help if they need it.
I still don't know who you're talking to, but don't you think we should call on old man Willie, make sure he's okay? Willie! You okay? Did you hear about the red flag warning? Yeah. I think he's okay. We'll go check on him later. I gotta say though, shouldn't there be some way for us to get messages from the authorities?
Well, unfortunately, the telephone ain't been invented yet, seeing as how it's 1870. But for those of you living in the future, make sure your cell phone is turned on near you and charged so that you don't miss any alerts.
Say, Buck, didn't you say there were some things we shouldn't do?
You're right, I did. You should never, ever mow or trim dry grass because the blades could strike on a rock, causing a grass fire. Also, make sure that your trailer chains don't drag on the ground and spark.
Why are you using all them newfangled words? Don't you mean we shouldn't be dragging our spurs on the dry grass?
You're right. We gotta kick our boots up.
Well, I suppose since we aren't supposed to be starting no wildfires, we shouldn't be making no fires either. Say goodbye to cooking beans over a campfire.
Oh, shoot. You're right. I do miss our outdoor cookouts. But it's important to remember never to make a wood or charcoal fire in the forest during periods of high fire danger. Burning plant cuttings at home is also unsafe. I hate to tell you, but it looks like you're going to have to hold off on making your kinetic sculptures in the barn for a while.
Oh, what'd you say that for? You know they're my creative outlet.
All right, you can keep on making them. But be sure to exercise extreme caution during blowtorch and welding projects.
Well, Buck, you got lots to be mindful of. And sure ain't gonna be us starting no wildfires.
You're darn right. Say, we better get a move on before the sun goes down. We got a lot of work ahead of us. Drink up, darling. These cattle ain't gonna wrangle themselves.
Thank you. You want some jerky?
How many times I gotta tell you I'm vegan?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. How eco-conscientious of you. Darn. I wish I knew how to quit you. That's good stuff. Oh, wait for me. Oh, darn. Got the lasso.
Hi, I'm Kiki, and this is Plan Ahead with me, Kid Scientist. Today we'll be talking about wildfires. A fire might be warm and cozy on a camping trip, but wildfires can be pretty scary. They can start from a small spark and spread quickly over hundreds of acres, which can put communities, animals, and homes at risk. And if the land isn't well maintained, that means even more fuel for a wildfire. To prepare your home and family before a wildfire, make sure to follow these simple steps. Number 1, harden your home. You can replace or modify your roof, windows, chimneys, or vents with fire-resistant materials. The roof is the most vulnerable part of a house, but you can make it safer by using clay, tile, or brick instead of shingles and wood. You can also keep your home safe by always clearing your gutters of anything that could dry out and become food for a hungry fire. Nom, 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 nom. Number 2, make a defensible space between your home and the vegetation around it. This can stop or slow the spread of wildfire and help firefighters do their job. For more information on protecting your home, visit readyforwildfire.org. I'm just a kid, so I'm only allowed on the computer for 1 hour a day. But you adults can check it out anytime you want. Number 3, protect yourself from smoke. It's especially important to include an N95 or a P100 face mask in your wildfire go bag to defend your lungs from breathing in all that yucky smoke. Blah. It's also good to get a trusty air purifier to keep your indoor air clean. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. And remember, it's always better to be prepared for anything and have nothing bad happen than have something bad happen and not be prepared at all. Tune in next time for more advice from a small child on Plan Ahead with Kid Scientist. That's me!
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Prepare Yourself. We hope you tune in next time to learn more about how you can prepare for a disaster or an emergency.
Before we end the show, let's go over what we learned about preparing for wildfire. We learned about creating defensible space around your home,
what to do during a red flag warning,
and how to keep your indoor air clean and free of smoke.
And we learned how to find your evacuation zone online. Know your zone. Make sure your family knows it too. Know your zone.
Man, those disaster tunes are flamin' hot. What? Can't take the heat?
Hannah, your jokes are gonna get us fired.
Okay. As much as we'd love to stand here and keep making awful fire puns, which may or may not be completely inappropriate, we sadly have to wrap up the show.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned a little something about how to
prepare